Salutations, everybody. It is Matty here today with episode 102 of the H.A.M Radio Podcast.
And it is me, the LoneVaultWanderer.
We have a very special guest joining us today. No Karak from ACG, sadly.
Yeah, what up, guys? I'm Doom Never. I'm never that kid on Twitter, and I make memes on Twitter, and I carry Matty at Overwatch.
Oh, he's tying
I carry Matt. Yeah, and yeah, they got me on because this is my specialty.
Yeah. So
topic.
Before we get into today's headline, I just want to let you guys know we once again have fixed the issue on mobile. We've been getting a lot of tweets lately that people weren't able to listen on mobile. I talked to our programmer. He seems to have fixed it now and should be on top of things from this point moving forward. So if you haven't been able to listen on the go, you still can with all the options we offer down below, whether it's iTunes, Google Play. iTunes sucks, by the way. I mean, it's the most optimal listening platform, but to get it on there is such a pain. And then we offer a couple other options as well through different links and so on that you guys can use to listen on the go. So anyway, thank you guys for your patience with that. As always, if you want to become a guest, consider signing up to the Patreon. Now, let's get into this week's headline, talking about Destiny 2. Now, Never, one of the main reasons we brought you on is because of your playtime on Destiny 1. I think this would be a pretty biased discussion if you weren't here.
Yeah.
So, would you kindly share with everyone how many hours?
Bioshock.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get roasted for this in the comments, but I have 2,020 hours on Destiny, and that is 84.16 days.
That's fucking insane.
Yeah. I regret all of it. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Well, most
And
of
that's
it. I regret most of it.
sitting in the chair.
If you want to tell your Destiny story, so to say, so people don't think you're like a crazy fanboy who still plays it nowadays, and whatnot.
Okay, so the game came out in 2014. I used to be a Call of Duty only player basically. I play a few games, but mostly Call of Duty. And 2014, Matt, I know you know about this, but you think 2014 is one of the worst years for games? I agree too. And since I'm one of the only people that like first-person shooters and just play first-person shooters, I like Destiny because it had PvE and PvP. And I didn't really like any other game that came out that year, so I mainly played that. And this is kind of sad, but most of my 84 days were in the first year of Destiny, 2014 to 2015. And then I slowly...
You mean the worst bit of Destiny?
Yeah, 60 of those days were in the first year. And then I slowly stopped playing because I think going into 2015, there were a lot better games like Witcher 3 and Fallout. And I started playing other games and then stopped playing less and less Destiny.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing is, I think all of us have, at least around that age, have lots of days in games we're not too proud of. I remember World at War is one that I don't mind because I think that's the best Call of Duty. But
you should fucking be proud of that.
I remember, though, Modern Warfare 2. That was a really broken game at launch, and it's still pretty broken with the one-man army, danger close, noob tubes. But I had 55 days on that from high school. I used to play that religiously. It was absolutely disgusting. But, like I said, I had the similar thing where I said, all right, I kind of want to play something else, and I went and bought the Sly HD collection, and from there I just started playing a bunch of single-player games. I remember it so well, because I just, my brain flipped the switch one day, and it's I advanced a year in maturity. I was like, okay, I think I'm done with just shooting people mindlessly. I kind of want something more from my video games, and that's how I got off the COD train. Lone, do you have any games you've submitted tons of hours in that you're not particularly proud of?
Fuck me. Look, it would have to be Modern... No, you know what? I got into Modern Warfare 2 pretty late, so it was definitely the Call of Duty after that. But I think in terms of sheer hours, it would probably have to be Borderlands 2 with my mate, getting all the achievements.
Oh, God. I mean, but that's a great game. It's
a great
time well spent.
Borderlands 2?
Yeah. But we got all the achievements for the main game and the DLC too. So it was pretty crazy. But I'm not upset about that. I'm actually pretty happy with my experiences with Borderlands 2.
Yeah.
I'm one of the only people that did not like it. Maybe I didn't give enough of a chance.
One of these days, me, you, Brian, Connor will pick up the Handsome collection because that's something that I think you need the squad for that. I think.
And you need to play. Yeah,
I did have a squad, but we kind of quit a little bit early. I don't know.
I mean, you played the first one, you said, right?
We started with the pre-sequel, hated that, and then we went to.
You never start with the pre-sequel, though.
Yeah.
No. Here's the thing. I told them, let's start with 2. And then one of my friends was like, but the pre-sequel came first. I'm like, are you stupid? They're like, no, let's just start with the pre-sequel. I'm like, okay, fine.
Why would you not start with Borderlands 1?
No, it didn't come with Borderlands 1. I don't think it did.
Nah, it didn't. I'm sure
you're
they're
talking
going to
about the
release a
Handsome Jack
remaster
collection.
for that soon enough, though. They said that they wouldn't, but like with all the Borderlands 3 hype already picking up. Anyway,
Hell yeah.
let's talk about Destiny 2. All right, so it was revealed this week through there was a teaser trailer, then there was a worldwide reveal. They were both CGI trailers. Didn't really tell you much about the game unless you did the additional research. Doom, I know you got some of the information on hand for us here, but overall impressions for me so far, it's like I'm willing to give the game a second chance. For me, I was pretty excited, like everyone. I was really excited for Destiny because it was from Bungie. I love Halo to death, and so seeing them work on something new, Destiny had me stoked. I remember playing it and being, like many others, sorely disappointed. I did do a lot of PvE, though, because I thought that was a lot of fun. That was, you know, the most flushed out area of the game. But when it came to the RNG loot system, that has, quote, been fixed, which I don't really think it has been.
It has.
Has it?
It has.
So now, like, if you're the best player in the lobby, you get the best loot?
Yeah.
Yeah, wow, rocket science.
No, I wouldn't say that, but, like, no. You get a lot of stuff now, like if I go on right now, I literally have, like, 50 weapons that are all max light level, and I don't know what to do with them. Like, I just delete them, because that's how much stuff I have now.
Yeah, alright, so
like, they give you
that's the
stuff
thing,
free now.
is that a lot of people have been telling me when I roasted Destiny 2 on Twitter, I was like, alright, like, everyone's getting excited, but the first one, for many, not all, was disappointing. On top of that, we haven't seen gameplay for it, and they already announced, like, the deluxe edition, the expansion pass, and all that stuff. For me, it's been a bit of a rough start. But people have said it's improved through DLC. Now, you could say the same thing about Star Wars Battlefront. That's a game that definitely, I agree, has improved through DLC. But the thing is that you kind of had to buy a whole second game to get what the original Destiny promised. And that kind of brushes me the wrong way. But I think it's going to be a lot like Battlefront 2, where they have the framework established, they know what works, they know what's going to bring in new fans and keep their old ones. So that's why I'm willing to give Destiny 2 a chance. But right now, like, I'm just not interested because I haven't seen anything.
Yeah. How much was Battlefront's DLC? To, like, make it, like, a complete game?
I think the season pass was $50.
Okay. You want to know how much Destiny's was? It was... First one was 20. The second one was 20. Taken King was 40. And then Rise of Iron was 30.
Oh, my.
If you add all that up, that's 110. And then plus 60 with the base game. 170.
But the question is, was it worth it? Was it worth it?
Okay, want to know my opinion on all the DLCs?
Sure.
Like, first one, okay, the first two, I had a lot of fun with it because I like Destiny and my friends grabbed it. And I use Destiny to, like, play with friends, and it's a lot of fun playing with friends. And the first one was good, like, if you're in the Destiny community, but if we're talking hard facts, it was actually trash, and it was not worth $20. Yeah.
God.
Okay, the second one, it's the opposite. It was actually worth $20 if you look at the facts, but a lot of the people in the community did not like it because the second one did not come with a raid. And then Taken King was good. That was definitely worth $40. I wouldn't say it felt like an actual, like, new game, but it was a really good DLC. It was big too. And then Rise of Iron, it was okay. It was good. It wasn't like anything ridiculous though. I'd say it's still worth $30 though.
What were the first two?
The Dark Below and House of Wolves.
Okay, yeah, now I remember.
Dark Below, there were 3 story missions. Like, all 3 of them were like 30 minutes in total. And then they added 3 new weapons, and they were all trash. And then the raid was super short, but it was super fun. And then there was 1 strike. And then 4 PvP maps.
This is the question that I have, all right? And this is me not having played any of the DLC for Destiny. But it seems like there's all these DLC, people get angry, oh, this is shit, blah, blah, blah. Why do you keep playing? Like, what's the incentive?
Actually,
I think, for me, I think it's because some people don't have... I'm not saying this is for the entire Destiny community, but I think some people don't have the money for other games, so... You know,
but they have money for DLC.
It's true, wait. I just kind of went back on my argument there. I'm just thinking because, you know, I remember when I was in high school and it was like one game every once in a while, and even if I didn't like that game, I still put all my time and effort into it because it was the only new thing I had. But yeah, if you're buying the DLC, maybe you have the thought that this could change it, make it the game you want it to be.
Yeah, but this is just my thing. Like, I can't see myself putting that many hours and days into a game unless I'm actually enjoying it in some way. I don't understand when people play a game that they at every chance take to criticize and say they don't enjoy it because they're still playing it. Mm-hmm. So there must be something working.
Mm-hmm. Dude, that is actually the PvP community. That is literally the PvP community. It okay. I stopped playing Destiny like a little bit. Like, I still play it a little bit once in a while, but I still follow like some of the Destiny players that I met.
Yeah.
Literally, when I get on Twitter, all they do is complain about PvP. Yeah, all they do is complain about PvP. None of them complain about the PvE stuff. It's just PvP stuff. They always complain about that because Bungie has like a issue with like balancing stuff, and like every time they release like an update, something new is like really overpowered, and then everyone gets really mad.
Yeah, I mean, I liked the PvP because you could do like all your special powers that you unlock from the PvE in there. So you could do that thing where that girl turns into some type of shadow blade thing and you carve people up. I don't fucking remember.
What?
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't remember. Can't you like go cloaked with the girl and she has like blades or something and you can one hit someone? Isn't that like one of your abilities?
Oh, the blade dancer?
Yeah. Look, dude,
yeah,
I haven't played since like I think October of the year it came out. Like it's been that long.
The thing about the blade dancer, now I don't follow the PvP that much, but if I am getting this correct, apparently the blade dancer was shit and they nerfed it. Like I don't really get the logic behind that because apparently it was overpowered, but everyone was complaining that it was underpowered, and then they nerfed it again. Which makes no sense. I don't know.
That's funny.
Like I remember one of my friends was getting so mad because the blade dancer got nerfed, and it was like a really shitty class. Like
and it's not like you can just flip classes. Like when you build a character, you're stuck with that class. Am I correct, or am I remembering right?
No, you pick like Hunter, Titan, Warlock, and then within those classes, you have subclasses.
Are they going to be adding any new ones?
They added new ones with the Taken King, but I'm going to assume that they're adding new subclasses in Destiny 2 because they'd be kind of stupid not to.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so with all of this, right, I'm going to make the broad assumption that Destiny is a better game now than what it was at launch. Is that loosely correct?
Yeah, it is.
So should this give people more confidence in Destiny 2?
That's a good question.
Yeah. With Rise of Iron and Taken King, they have improved the story a little bit. It's nothing like, it's not BioShock or Last of Us or fucking Witcher, but like, it's still good.
I'm not the one mentioning BioShock, Matty.
Yeah,
he loves it just as much as you did.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, but the story got improved, the RNG got improved. The PvP kind of got shittier over the years. I won't lie. Like, even I don't really like it that much anymore. So yeah, I think a lot of people are pretty confident with Destiny 2 because they have shown that they could improve Destiny 1, which they did.
And apparently there were a lot of development problems during Destiny 1 with rewriting the story. Apparently they got sued. Yeah. A lot of shit went down that I think fucked the original product, where I'm assuming that's not going to happen again, considering they've been really quiet with Destiny 2 and they just revealed it and it's apparently coming out in September. So I'd imagine that they're trying their best to avoid what happened with the first Destiny, which was a big hype cycle that led to a major faceplant. For me, my big question is, with this story, could I pick up the Destiny whatever edition that has all the DLC and understand what's probably going to happen in 2, or is it still reliant on the Grimoire, which is that like out of the game app?
You can understand it pretty well.
Yeah, because that's one thing that turned me off is I hated that you had to go on an app to read the Grimoire and the lore. Because Destiny's universe, I'm a big universe guy.
Good universe.
Yeah, like I love getting into game universes, but when I got to leave that universe to learn about it, that's what kind of pushed me away from Destiny even more. As I was willing to maybe go that extra effort, but at the end of the day, it was just too cumbersome. I
mean, do you know what I would have liked when playing the original Destiny? And I keep mentioning this fucking game, all right? And I'm sorry for everyone that gets sick of it. But what I would have liked is Like, I don't necessarily like reading a bunch of shit in the game. I like keeping playing, but also there being some way to still get immersed in the story and to understand it. Just have audio logs of, like, repeating what the grimoire says. Why can't we have that? So you're still with your friends, you're still shooting, PvPing, all that shit, and you're just listening to some small snippets of the story every now and again. I don't even remember if Destiny 1 had audio logs, but if they would have used those, that would be awesome.
Who's going to be the the name's not coming to my head right now, but is Peter Dinklage still going to do the?
No, they
he was dropped, wasn't he?
Back in the Taken King, they replaced him with Nolan North.
Oh yeah.
The Ghost, and they re-recorded every single line from the original story with Nolan North's voice.
Now, what was that? Because he was just busy, with his.
I think it was because he was busy. I think it's because he was busy and he was really expensive.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Apparently, he wasn't good either. I remember reading I think it was a Kotaku article saying he just didn't sound into it at all. But I mean, he's supposed to be like a robot thing. I don't know how you can get really into it.
Yeah.
Well, his voice would have been altered for that shoot, anyways.
Yeah.
Right. I'm assuming. Yeah. So.
I'll be honest. I don't really like Nolan North that much either as the Ghost.
What? Nolan North? Are you serious?
It could just be the writing. I don't know. I don't know. It could
Maybe
just be that it's
like
a robot.
Genuinely a hard character to play.
Yeah, that could be it too.
I mean, you're talking about the guy behind, Uncharted. Like,
yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, I mean, he's good in Uncharted, but like, I'm not a huge Uncharted fan. I've said this before. It's just like.
Same.
Yeah.
You already know this stuff.
Yeah, it's like. I don't mean to get off track here. It's just that I know my opinion's the unpopular one because my favorite Uncharted is the first one. I mean, I haven't played 4, but I played 1, 2.
-4.
I tried 3, and I was just like, what? And this is a while ago. I was like, you know what? I don't feel like playing this anymore, and I never bothered to finish. And then Connor reviewed 4 for me on my channel, and it's just I don't get into that Indiana Jones Explorer type of game and shit. It's just not for me, weirdly enough.
Fair enough.
You know the funny thing? I was playing 3 and I almost fell asleep. I'm not kidding.
I
almost fell asleep. Like,
how do you fall asleep while playing the game?
I've only fallen asleep on 3 games: Borderlands, Division, and Uncharted 3. Like,
this kid.
I don't know why.
Like,
I don't understand. I understand falling asleep during.
We were playing Borderlands 2. Listen, one of the reasons we quit was because 3 of us, we got headaches, and like when we turned off our PlayStations, we got headaches, and then I told them, yo, I got a headache last night. Did you guys get a headache? And they're like, yeah, I got a headache last night. It was really fucking bad. I'm like, yeah, I'm quitting.
So you're like, fuck
yeah,
this
we're just like, I'm done.
So
I'm not getting a headache. I think I went to go try it again like a few weeks after, and then I swear I was almost falling asleep. Like,
well, yeah, no, I can. Here's the thing: is I can understand that because I remember when I played the first Borderlands. I remember I did like a co-op playthrough. No, I was on that like big. I almost said Persona, Jesus, that big Borderlands grind, and I decided to start a new character up, and Noah got off, and I tried playing by myself, and part of it was because I was already into it, and I knew what was going on, but yeah, like I started to get bored pretty fast. I think Borderlands is a vastly different game if you play by yourself. I've
told this story 1,000 times where I bought Borderlands 1, and I'm a huge Borderlands fanatic, right? And I bought the first Borderlands, returned it because I was playing by myself. I'm like, this is the most boring game I've ever played. And then my friend convinced me to pick it up again, and we played it together, and I fell in love with it. Yeah. It's one of those games, like a Destiny, like someone like Call of Duty, I guess. Like, I know you can play Call of Duty on your own and it's still beast mode, but it's still more fun with people.
Yeah.
It's one of those games that you need to play with a friend, and then you enjoy it more.
No, I agree. Same thing could be said, I think, for Overwatch. Overwatch, a lot of people who have come to me and said, like, how do you think Overwatch is so good? I'm like, do you play with friends? They're like, no, I do solo queue. I'm like, that's why. I was like, get in with some friends.
You can enjoy Overwatch by yourself. I enjoy it by myself.
I think you can, but I mean, part of the fun of Overwatch is winning, and you have a way better chance when you're working together. I think.
Can I be honest here?
Well, you go to game chat.
Like, part of the reason why I think that there are games that when you play on your own, they're not fun, but when you play with a bunch of people, they are fun. Just imagine, like, I don't know, going to a soccer field and playing a full game of soccer with random people that you don't know. And then imagine all of those people are your friends on your side. Mm-hmm. How much more fun does that game become when you're actually playing with your friends, right?
Yeah,
it's just that motivation factor.
Yeah. But back to Destiny 2. So, what was the roadmap looking like? You had that up in a tweet from the Bungie community manager.
Yeah, we got distracted. Sorry, everyone.
No, it's fine.
Here's the thing. Story revealed today, but he tweeted this when the trailer came out. Story revealed today. Gameplay reveal in May. Beta this summer. Launch in September. And much, much more this summer.
All right, so
we're having a beta.
What do we know about the story is my question. Did I miss something? Or was that just...
Do you want to read it?
Was that just from the story? Yeah, you can go ahead and link me, because... I'm very curious what we apparently know about this story.
There's a whole thing right here. Hold up.
All right. Will it spoil anything for anyone who hasn't played Taken King? I mean, it doesn't really matter, but I'm just curious.
Oh,
spoiler warning for everyone that's going to play Destiny.
I tweeted it to you guys, but you know the robot in the trailer? Did you guys like the robot, the hunter?
I did. That was funny.
Yeah, he is the guy in the Taken King. He's actually like the guy leading you through the missions. He's just as funny in the Taken King.
Oh, that's funny as shit. Okay.
That's one of the reasons the story was a lot better, is because we had him like leading us instead of those boring ass characters in the first game.
All right,
you need comedic relief in any video game.
He's hilarious in the Taken King.
Humanity's last safe city has fallen to an overwhelming invasion force led by Gaul, the imposing commander of the brute Red Legion. He has stripped the city's guardians of their power and forced the survivors to flee. You will venture to mysterious, unexplored worlds of our solar system to discover an arsenal of weapons and devastating new combat abilities. To defeat the Red Legion and confront Gaul, you must reunite humanity's scattered heroes, stand together, and fight back to reclaim our home. Dramatic, cinematic story and missions with relatable characters, new worlds, and stunning environments to explore with action, adventure, and discoverable rewards. Gameplay activities for all types of players, new, returning, casual, and competitive PvP gameplay with new maps and modes, and customize your character with more options than ever before to enhance your abilities. So that's the general synopsis, I'm assuming, from Destiny's site itself.
Yeah. You know what's interesting? Whenever I hear those general synopsises, like just broadly explaining what the story is going to be about, and this is not a knock on the publisher, it's just like a wide-ranging thing for me. It always sounds so boring. Like on paper, this sounds like shit, but when you actually play it, it's different. Like
my
talking about
thing,
this fucking alien force attacking.
We've done this a couple of times on the show. My favorite thing is to remove any adjectives and just read it again and just see how absolutely awful it sounds. So it would be humanity's last city has fallen to a invasion force led by Gaul, the commander of the Red Legion. He has stripped the city's guardians of their power and forced survivors to flee. You will venture to worlds of our solar system to discover an arsenal of weapons and new combat abilities. To defeat the Red Legion and confront Gaul, you must reunite humanity's heroes. Stand together and fight back to reclaim our home. See, like it's night and day.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
A lot better.
But all right, so that to me that doesn't sound too bad. Do we know who Gaul is and the Red Legion from any DLC or anything?
Okay, so in the Taken King, they actually hinted this story in the Taken King, but it was just like you couldn't really guess yet. But like, yeah.
But now we know the dots connect because we've seen.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say it like if you want to play it, but yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm probably,
something happens in the Taken King that pisses them off and comes.
The way
they all come here.
The way I'm gonna do it is when the gameplay reveal happens in May. That's when I'll make my decision. You know, that's when I'm gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna go buy Destiny. I'm gonna go replay it because it's not that long.
I gotta carry you now.
Yeah, or
I gotta carry you in 2 games
if
now.
If it looks like no, you don't carry me in Overwatch. We do. I pull my weight. Not true. All right.
Okay.
Overwatch is a team game, guys. Come on now.
True. I get all the kills.
But.
It's not about kills in Overwatch, though.
Yeah, I have someone doing that.
Talking to a Genji main, yo.
Oh, God.
But, what I was saying, it was, yeah, see, you made me lose my train of thought. Yep, there it goes.
Sorry.
I'm
sorry.
I'm just watching it fade away into the sky. If anyone would like to take my place in speaking, feel free to.
You said something about...
Oh, right. Okay, the gameplay reveal
and then you'll decide.
Yeah, exactly that. What do you think we're going to see for the gameplay reveal? Do you think it's going to be like a big one, or you think it's going to be like a 3-minute trailer?
It's got to be like a 10-minute
no. The gameplay reveal is actually a live stream.
I was just about to say, or is it going to be a live stream?
It's a live stream. They're confirmed this because thing is, every time they do a new DLC or like a new update, Bungie actually live streams it. Like they'll show you like the new features and shit. Like the Age of Triumph event, that just came. They did 3 live streams in 3 weeks, like showing all the new stuff, the new raids and whatnot, the new gear and all that. That's one of the nice things about them.
No, but like it's not just them. It's also like Jeff Kaplan with Overwatch 2. He just like sits in front of a camera and says, "Hey guys, this is what we're doing for Overwatch." I think that's the best way to update your community. Just have a public facing face. Yeah.
I think they're gonna like show the directory and like they'll show like maybe they might show the loading screen for Destiny 2. Like when you like click the app and then it shows Destiny 2 and you click X to like go in. They might show that, and then might show like all the planets that you can go to, and then probably just pick some random mission, because I think they want to pick a mission that's long and that's not just shooting stuff, because that was one of the criticisms in Destiny 1.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was just a lot of shooting in the hub area.
The Taken King, there was a stealth mission. They actually added a stealth mission. It's not the best stealth mission ever, but
is it kind of like a BioShock Infinite DLC stealth mission, or where it's like, okay, this is different, I could see this working? Or
like that.
All right, cool. Because I kind of like that.
Do you remember what was it called? Just to reference another game. It was the first Call of Duty. No, sorry, it was Modern Warfare, and it was that ghillie suit mission, and you had to sit in the building for ages with the sniper. Now that's a fucking awesome
You gotta
mission,
let the tank roll over you.
Hell yeah! Awesome. And like you're going through the weeds, and then people are just walking over. Yeah. And you're just staying there fucking still.
Awesome
Great mission.
Yeah, they've done some good COD missions when it comes to stealth. I always really like the there was a mission in World at War. It was when you were a Russian and you had a sniper and you were in these trenches, and there was an achievement, and it was kill all the Russian guards in the beginning of the mission without reloading. And so you had to get like 4 different collats to do it.
Nice.
It was really cool, though, and you could do it all stealth. It was a really cool mission. I liked World at War a lot, obviously.
I vaguely remember World at War.
But they also said we're getting a beta for Destiny this summer. Now, you think they're going to do what they did with Destiny 1, which is like 40 alphas, a beta, or you think they're just doing like one and done beta?
I don't think they're doing an alpha.
All right.
They're doing a beta. From what I know, I think the beta, if you pre-order it, you get to play it first, and then like after a week, it'll be open to the public.
Okay.
Yeah. I do the same thing like Destiny 1, where you story missions, and it's mostly PvP. Probably what they're gonna do.
I like they're at least giving people a chance to see the game before pre-ordering for maybe the beta. I do respect that move there. But what I don't like, and this really, as much as I'd like to give Activision shit, this has just kind of become a thing in our industry in general, and I don't think Activision's solely to blame. There's an expansion pass already, 2, I think. And apparently during the stream, according to Jackson or JV 2017 gameplay, he said that before they even showed the trailer, they were promoting this expansion pass. Yeah, it's so depressing that like I think we've seen a lot of progress that a lot of people don't recognize. And really, if we're totally honest, to start with Fallout 4, and I'm talking marketing wise, where like we see the game first and it releases months later. Ever since Fallout 4, we have seen that. That's a fact. But it sucks that we still have these types of practices. Where I wish more people did their season pass like Mafia 3, where I don't think Mafia 3's got the best season pass, but the way they approached revealing it was good. I think it was a month before launch.
Yeah.
And they said, like, here's the details. They described each mission and what it offers. And they said, if you don't want to buy this, don't. If you want to wait till the game comes out, feel free to. And, I mean, they had to have known at this point in time that the game was going to be pretty buggy and have a shaky release at some point in form, because, you know, they're working on the game itself. They had to have seen this coming. So that's why I respect that move, that they knew they didn't have, like, this amazing game and that they really needed to make as much money as possible, but they still were pretty fair.
Just to play devil's advocate, though, isn't every season pass buy it if you want to or don't buy it if you don't? Like it.
I just like when the developer or publisher rather encourages that behavior rather than.
But of course, like most of them are going to encourage it.
No,
I mean, like,
I don't see that though. I don't see them saying like, "Hey, wait to see the game."
They blatantly released.
Oh, so they explicitly said.
I'm not even kidding. Like, they actually said, like, they said, please don't feel pressured to look in to buy this. They were like, if you would like to wait, then we totally encourage that. You know, it was like, okay, that's cool. Because I mean, it's up to the consumer at the end of the day. I've always said to people, like, unless, wait for reviews before you pre-order and all that type of stuff. But season passes are one thing, like, that are hardly done well. Batman Arkham Knight, Fallout 4, those are just a list of season... Destiny 2 now. They're just a list of season passes that I didn't think were handled well.
Fair enough.
Speaking of consumers, I have like 5 plus friends that already pre-ordered the expansion pass, and they have not seen gameplay yet. Sad.
But that's their choice.
I told them you do you. I don't agree with it though.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
if here's the thing is, some people already know, like, regardless if the reviews are good or bad, they're gonna buy it just because Destiny is a game you can play with your friends, and that's what these types of co-op games have an advantage over others. Where if it's a single player game and it's bad, people will just be like, "Fucking, I'm canceling it." But if you suffer with a friend, it's not as bad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so that's why I think some people will bite the bullet and pre-order Destiny. And get its
although
expansion pass.
you do need a game, I get what you're saying, but that works only with a game that has that kind of big appeal behind it, like Destiny.
True.
It doesn't work with other mid-tier games
Yeah,
that may not have that community behind it, and there just aren't that many people to play.
Destiny
like
2
Battlefront, for
was
example.
trending number 26 on YouTube, so it definitely has attention right now. So.
Oh no, definitely.
What's trending?
Destiny 2. It's number 26 trending when I went to watch the trailer again before this. So there's a lot of traction. It's a surprising amount of positivity surrounding it. Maybe that's just me being ignorant, but I just, like I said, I was surprised. I thought more people were like, we're kind of like, yo, Destiny was a screw up, but it seems like a lot of people really stuck through it in the DLC.
I think if you got the thing with all the DLCs, I think your opinion might change on it. Yeah.
And you know what? I can't knock that kind of argument because Matty, it's the exact same argument you and I use for Bioshock Infinite.
No,
really, it is.
I agree. Yeah. Well, I mean, here's the thing though: is that I think the base game for Infinite was fantastic. That's the difference.
Okay, that's a good point.
But I mean, I agree with what you're saying. Is that you're saying when we talk about Bioshock Infinite DLC, we're like, dude, if you play the DLC, it's better than the entire series, pretty much. So yeah, no, I get what you mean, and that's I mean, here's the thing: is that it comes with its pros and cons, but that's kind of the beauty of the way the digital industry works, where you can have games that are fixed through DLC that improve through additional content. Where back then it was you buy that disc and it's either good or bad.
And that's it.
And now we have patches. We have, I mean, sadly that leads...
It's a double-edged sword,
yeah, that leads to moments where you got the Master Chief Collection, which releases entirely broken, and they patch the fuck out of it. They still have been patching it. But then it also...
It's still broken?
Yeah, apparently. I mean, it's not broken, but I'm saying, like, there was still... there was new patch notes a couple months ago, I saw. So it's like...
Damn.
Yeah, it's been in... the fixing for that long, so that's like the bad part of it. But then the good part of it is when you get I'd look at Overwatch, you get those constant updates and seasonal events and all that type of stuff, new modes, all for free, that just keep the game evolving and making it fun that you always come back to. So what else was there? We had the much more this summer for Destiny. What could filter that under that? I'm assuming multiple betas. More gameplay trailers, E3.
I think they might do multiple live streams.
Okay.
I think they might do like a live stream for like the PvE stuff. I remember they did this with the Taken King. The Taken King, they did a live stream for like story missions. They did a live stream for strikes. They did a live stream for PvP stuff, and then they did a live stream for like the social spaces and like all the changes to the vendors and stuff. And then at the end of that live stream, they released a trailer for the Taken King raid, and it got so many people excited. Even I was excited. Yeah. They might do the same thing. They might do that same exact thing, and then release like the trailer for the raid or something.
Cool.
Like get people really hyped, because the raid is one of the things that keeps people coming back to Destiny.
Yeah, that's one thing I also missed out on. I never played a raid in Destiny, and I've heard those are fantastic.
You need to play one.
Yeah, I definitely want to try those out. All right, so we got that covered, and then a September release date, September 8th, I think they said.
Yeah, I think that was the leak. PC is coming later, because I think there was like a placeholder date for like December 31st. I think.
Yeah, well, that's good news in general, though, that it's even coming to PC. That expands the player base.
That's actually great.
That got a lot of people excited, because a lot of people want Destiny on PC.
So what about, we got two other things I just remembered. Number one is that the PlayStation deal is apparently still exclusive for Destiny.
Yeah.
And that kind of sucks because I know that, I know,
sucks.
because I know Xbox fans got, I think it was The Taken King, like 2 months, or what was it? How many?
No. Here's how it works. So the DLCs, the DLCs come out at the same time as each console. Like Xbox and PlayStation got The Taken King on the same day. The exclusive stuff is like weapons and strikes.
Oh,
So
I don't mind that. You know what? No, I don't.
No. Well, the thing was, okay, for the Dark Below, I think you would have been fine without the exclusive weapon because it was kind of trash. But like in the Taken King, there were some really good like exclusive weapons that people on Xbox are missing out on.
People are going to be like me, anyways. I'd be pretty forgiving towards that, so long as I can play the thing. Like I don't care that people on another console have this gun that no one else that I'm playing with has it or has access to.
No. The other thing is there was an exclusive strike, and if you remember, the strikes were like they were longer story missions with an actual boss.
Yeah, no, I like strikes.
Okay.
Oh, one more thing, because you guys haven't played in a while, but remember the strike bosses used to be bullet sponges? They're not bullet sponges anymore. They actually have a mechanic. Yeah, they actually have like a mechanic or like a special ability that they do. Keep it interesting.
Cool.
Yeah. We had an exclusive strike, which was locked out, and I think we had an exclusive PvP map.
The PvP map, I guess you could live with that. But I mean, here's the thing: is like that's where these acceptances, these like okay, fine, end up leading to companies pushing the boundaries more and more and taking more away to earn more money from other companies and stuff. And that's where you gotta start drawing the line somewhere. I don't think. I mean, a map, sure, you could live without, but I think like a full mission, like a strike mission, like those are some of the better parts of the game. I enjoyed those a lot. And I think that's the type of stuff you shouldn't have exclusive. So I'm hoping that doesn't carry over, but I'm sure it will if the deal's the same.
I remember, like me being hypocritical, right? During Call of Duty days on the Xbox 360, thinking we get this stuff a month early, yeah. And then when you're on the other side of that, you feel like shit.
Yeah,
it felt good. Listen, it felt good when PlayStation got the deal and Xbox didn't anymore. You remember? I think they switched it during. I forgot which Call of Duty it was. I think it was Black Ops 3. I think it was Black Ops 2 where they switched it. Yeah.
Forgot about that. A lot of people. And then I think they said Destiny 2 is 70 gigabytes.
Yep.
According to a leak.
70 gigabytes.
Massive. That's fucking huge.
It's something with Activision, dude. They do not know what file compression is. I mean, it's.
But isn't that a good thing? I mean, that they don't let their games be compressed to such a heavy extent.
I don't know. I mean, I think Bethesda's always been a good example of file compression. And the only reason I use them as an example is because, like, you look at a game of Fallout 4, you know, it's a big game regardless of how you feel about it in general. And it's like 32 or 34 gigabytes on your PS4.
I have the numbers there if you want me to tell you.
Yeah, go ahead. I mean, is that with or without DLC? Just give me the base game.
Destiny 1 with all the DLC and updates is 54 gigabytes. Fallout 4 with all the DLC and updates is 47.85 gigabytes.
That's pretty comparable.
Skyrim Special Edition is 21 gigabytes, and Overwatch is 17 gigabytes.
But again, like we're saying this having really no idea, no understanding of file compression and what's required to go into a game. I'd only be speculating.
The only general idea I have is I know audio takes up a lot of room.
Yeah, of course.
But
it's also easy to compress.
Yeah, but the only reason it just number one, it just bugs me because fucking the consoles, unless you have the Xbox One Slim, you know, or the PS4 Pro, I think.
Yeah, good point.
You know, that takes up a lot of space. And I mean, the reason I used Activision is like, oh my god, can they compress files? Is because I think Infinite Warfare was like 110. I mean, that's
stupid,
insane. I think that. I don't know why you need to. Let's say I'm using the base hard drive for PS4, which is 500 gigabytes. You're taking up a fifth. You're taking up 20% of my hard drive with one game.
It's 2 games.
Matty, I think that includes Modern Warfare Remaster. That's still ridiculous, though.
No, it doesn't. That's the thing. Modern Warfare Remaster is another 35 or 40, I think.
No, wasn't it like 80 or 90 without the remaster and then 30 with the remaster? I agree.
I reviewed it. I remember reviewing it, and when because I had to I remember downloading Modern Warfare Remaster because when I installed the Infinite Warfare, I remember being like, thank God I didn't have to download this, and they sent me the actual disc. And then I remember when I was done installing it, I was like, all right, I'll just pop in Modern Warfare, I'm sure it's just a code because it's all on disc, right? It's separate download, whole separate download.
Oh.
And so,
yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, to me, I just found that ridiculous because, I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It's really a nitpick. It's just a file size,
But
and
no,
that never
you're right,
indicates
though.
the actual how big the game is. In many ways, you can draw some ideas from it, like 70 gigabytes. But then, I mean, sorry, but look at Infinite Warfare. That's not a really big game, and it's one of the biggest file sizes I've ever seen. So
you are right in the sense that, and this is me talking from from the perspective that I have good internet. I look at that and be like, yeah, that's not that long. But back in the day when I had ADSL 2 fucking internet, that would take me days to download. So I get that, which is why I always opted for physical media. And I do understand that.
Yeah, I mean, I still opt for physical internet. I mean, not everyone's like us too. We have good internet because we stream, we make videos. So we want at least decent internet. Some people don't have that priority, maybe don't have the money for it, maybe just don't want to do it, want to spend their money elsewhere. And downloading a game that big, because especially for me, I got like a Walmart, I got a GameStop, I got all these different stores nearby. I've talked to a couple of viewers before whenever it's come up in passing, and they're like, yeah, the nearest GameStop for me is like a half hour away. And it's like, when you think about it, would you rather download a 100 gigabyte file or would you drive a half hour? I'd probably drive a half hour. But still, for some people, it's just a pain in the ass. It's way out of the way. So that's why bigger file sizes can irk me a little bit.
Yeah.
But 70 gigs, that's a pretty big step up. I might have been wrong about Fallout 4, though. I thought Fallout 4's base game was just 30 gigabytes-ish.
It could be, because it's 47 with all the DLC.
Yeah, because I know Far Harbor was...
Bahaba.
I don't remember how much it was. I want to say 2 or 5. Far Harbor was great, dude. That was better in Fallout 4. That was so much better. It was so good.
The world was better.
It was everything about it was better, man. I love that DLC. But that's... Did I miss anything? Never? Is that all?
Hold on, let me check. Be everything. You want to talk about what you want in the next Destiny?
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of obvious. More so just based off how our
I think everyone wants the same thing.
Yeah, right? I think that's... It's just less grinding, more story. More in-game lore, whether it's through audio or text. I don't mind personally stopping and reading or stopping and listening. But I know not everyone's like me in that regard for sure. A lot of people like to listen to the audio and run around. But yeah, more focus on the story. Yeah, I don't mind replaying missions and stuff, but yeah, I just don't want the grind. That's the thing.
It also added quests in the Taken King and Rise of Iron. I remember the base game did not have quests, but they actually added quests.
Like side quests or?
Yeah, side quests.
Oh.
You get weapons,
cool.
Exotic weapons.
Is it like collectathons? Or are they actual side quests that are good or?
Some of them are okay. I'll be honest. Like when it comes to when the thing says go talk to this dude, it's just you go up to them and then there's some text and they say one word or a sentence and then you click continue.
It's like a JRPG. So now you're familiar with how that works.
Yeah, it's like Breath of the Wild.
Oi.
No, oh my. Okay. I have to say something that you mentioned it now. Breath of the Wild's voice characters are fucking hilarious because they don't say anything. It's like, I don't know if you've ever gone to the bowling minigame, Matty, but the guy looks like Santa Claus, like a slim Santa Claus, and you talk to him and he's like,
I love the...
Shut the fuck up.
I love the world, though. I love the world in Breath of the Wild. It has the best personality ever. The fucking... But the comparison. I forgot his name. Prince something, and each time he says something pompous, he goes thumbs up, and he flexes at the camera.
But the comparison is when you do side quests in Breath of the Wild, it pretty much is like that. You go talk to this one person, they're like, and then you finish the quest. It's that it.
Oh, some of the side quests actually had missions tied to it, like a brand new mission tied to it, not like a repeat.
That's the other thing is here's what I want to focus on too is that in Destiny 2 I don't want it to be a surprise that they actually did something like that. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of something you want to expect it. Yeah, and hearing that Destiny 2 has a side quest. What? That that's what I'm kind of afraid of with these reviews is are people going to go easy on Bungie because it's oh wow, you're
I hope not.
It's a shock because of this and that and but yeah, Breath of the Wild.
You want it to be open world Destiny 2?
I have been getting a lot of open world fatigue lately. I'm kind of getting tired. That's why I'm really looking forward to Prey and like Persona, is because they're more narrowed, which I like open world games, but it feels like every game's doing it now because that's what sells, you know. And I say that because I remember years ago, anytime I heard open world or RPG, my head turned like that. You know, I was instantly intrigued. And so I'm thinking, in my personal opinion, that's why they do it, because I think everyone likes open world games. You know, it just sounds like, oh, that's more bang for your buck, right? Yeah. And I mean, I view Destiny more as like a hub type of thing where you got a bunch of hub locations. But I wouldn't mind if like it took the Mass Effect Andromeda route, where you got you kind of like that. That's what I'd expect personally.
You know what I don't mind, though? Games that are open world but still allow you to play it in kind of a linear fashion. Like open worlds that are open world for the sake of being open world, and you have to physically trot throughout there. That can get a bit annoying. Like for people that have the time to play it, fine, right? But for someone like me that has limited time, I love that. Yeah. Looking back to Breath of the Wild, I can just fucking fast travel. Or like Fallout, you can just fast travel, and you can treat it as pretty much something that isn't an open world.
Yeah. No, it's definitely true.
And it's just the option. It's the choice.
A few months ago, there was actually a Destiny 2 leak. It was from Kotaku, I think. I think it said that Destiny 2 would be open world, and there would be multiple like social spaces with like NPCs and whatnot where you can get quests from and like talk to. Because you remember in the trailer, they destroyed the tower, and they're basically destroying the city. So I'm thinking like, it's like if the last city's destroyed and the tower's destroyed, all the humans got to scatter and find a new place to live. So that might like you might have like settlements like scattered throughout all the planets with like people in it, and then they give you quests and stuff. Like they need help and whatnot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Survive. So I'm thinking it might be open world because of that.
It wouldn't surprise me personally. It seems like a natural evolution from what they're starting with to what they want to do for real. I wouldn't be against it really. It's just that for me personally, I think I'll get my more, I don't want to say linear, but I'll get more of my narrow gaming fix with the two titles I mentioned, which are Prey and Persona. Those are more of what I'm really craving right now. And I'm sure after that, my palate will be cleansed for some open world games. But I'm
not that fatigued with open world. Not yet.
I mean, I don't know. For me, it's just God, dude. It seems like every fucking game.
I mean, you are a YouTuber and you do get most of the new games out, because I barely buy games. I buy like a few.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And again, that fatigue isn't there if you can treat an open world like it wasn't an open world.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, I'm not complaining when I say like I play a lot of these newer games, but for sure that's part of the reason why I get fatigued is because like I play so many different games. But I think what's good about that is that the good ones for me really stand out. Like when I like a game, I know I fucking like it. That's how I felt about like Zelda, Resident Evil, even though that's much more linear, of course. But I wonder at times, I'm like, do I like Resident Evil a lot because, you know, it was just such a different game. You know, it seems like every game's open world and it's like, oh, horror and narrow corridors and like really tight gunfights. Is it good?
That game was fucking frustrating at times, though. Let's be honest here. Yeah,
you beat it. Did you like it?
Okay, I beat it and it was satisfying, and it's the most satisfying feeling when you beat a boss. And I understand that it's intentionally meant to be frustrating, but that doesn't mean that I wasn't frustrated when I was trying to fucking kill that boss with the eyes across its body. Like I had such a hard time with that, and it's that constant feeling. And again, this is all intentional, and they did it perfectly. That constant feeling of feeling like you're running out of ammo and you don't have enough equipment or health and things like that. Like that game intentionally gives you just the right amount of materials that you need to keep going. And then the boss fights are just killer. Some of them, anyways, with Daddy especially.
Yeah, I agree.
That guy just won't fucking die. Anyway,
so that'll wrap up what we got to talk about with Destiny 2. On to other leaks. Let's talk about Call of Duty World War II. So I actually think this came from Kotaku as well, if I remember correctly, or if not, it was just some type of poster board that showed Call of Duty World War II. They already confirmed they're going back to their roots, and every year, without fail, much like with Ubisoft, there's a, quote, leak, end quote, that
Yeah.
comes out, which is intentionally there to hype folks up. You know, I'll admit, it got my attention right away. I was like, dude, what? World War II Call of Duty? Are you kidding me? Because I've been saying
awesome.
with one of my best friends, Ivan, for the better part of like 4 years, I want to say, like, they need to go back. They need to go back.
And you know what annoys me? And this is, because we're talking about Call of Duty, I needed to mention this. People that are saying that, oh, they're just doing it because Battlefield 1 did it. First of all, the Call of Duty franchise on a 3-year development cycle now. So this would have been in planning for ages, regardless of how they used to develop Call of Duty. Secondly, Call of Duty started with World War II, right? So if anything, as Matty's saying, they're going back to their roots. Yeah. But continue. Sorry.
Well, that's the thing. Is like people are like, oh, they saw Battlefield 1 success, and it's like, yeah, exactly what you said. There's a 3-year dev cycle, so that means that they probably decided on this in like 2014, 2015. That's what they did. It's like
Sledgehammer's making it.
Yeah. Oh God. Oh no. You had to say that.
Wait, sorry? What'd you say?
Sledgehammer's making it. They made Advanced Warfare. I hated that. That's the COD game I quit.
Give him a chance.
No. No. No.
Didn't
they do Modern Warfare 3 as well?
They helped make it.
Oh God.
I think they did like the multiplayer.
Everything they touched dies.
Like
oh no.
Either did the campaign or multiplayer.
I think they did multiplayer. Or no, maybe that was Raven. I don't know, man. But like, look, both
MW3?
games I've played that they've been involved in have been awful. Sorry, they have been. So
I actually liked every Call of Duty until Advanced Warfare. That is when I quit.
I think I stopped playing at Advanced Warfare 3 too. Like, I always liked the Black Ops games. It was funny though, because Infinity Ward used to be the poster child, and then they got gutted, and then it was Treyarch that became the poster child because they just did everything well. And like, apparently now that, like, I don't even play Call of Duty, I don't even know, but they did it so well with Zombies mode that there's a Zombies mode in every Call of Duty now.
Yeah.
Which I was like,
I get,
but
every other zombie spin-off is not as good. It's like you're just having this mediocre zombies.
Yeah. Like, the beauty about Zombies were the Easter eggs and the story missions that you could do, like, within the context of trying to fend off zombies. And Treyarch just killed that. But anyway, I'm rattling on.
Are you?
I am. Like, I used to be such a, like, Matty.
I think you were rattling on. I was like, keep going.
Most people, like, probably used to be big Call of Duty fanatics, especially because it's like one of those games where you play. I know that we shouldn't be playing it as teenagers, but we did play it as teenagers, right? And growing up, it's not like the most mature game in that kind of sense.
Played it as a 10-year-old.
Yeah, no, but you still have good feelings with it, and me personally, I want to see it succeed. And it seemed like everything did go downhill from the Infinity Ward days when, was it Jason West and Vincent Pella left? Yeah. And then things just started to get a little bit worse and worse. But I would like to see it go back, to its heyday, because competition is good. Like, Battlefield did so well, and if that just means we get a better Call of Duty in response, then that's good for the consumer.
Yeah, I agree, because then that makes them want to make a better Battlefield, right? And
exactly,
a better Star Wars Battlefront and so on. Yeah, I mean, they're all competing for that shooter juggernaut. Because, like, as far as I'm concerned, like, that's where Overwatch is winning. Like, if you got 20 million plus
100%.
players, then yeah, you're probably one of the juggernauts in my books. Especially with the decline of Call of Duty. I think this is like, here's the thing, is that like every year it seems lately has been like, is this the death of COD? I don't think COD will ever truly die, but I feel like if this year they don't do well, it will be that's it. Like, there's going to be a big decline. And especially if on top of that, let's say Destiny 2 does well, let's say Battlefront does well, and the new COD does well. Which, funny enough, Destiny and COD, they're both Activision, huh?
But you know what it is, though? It's that it's not, like, of course, the Call of Duty, like, I wouldn't even say the quality of Call of Duty is getting less, because it's, the issue really is it's staying the same. It's pretty stagnant, and people are always expecting more and something better, and that's probably where the issue with Call of Duty has come in the past. But it's like people are moving on to other games. Like, the fan base is there. It's just much more scattered now. They're scattered into the Destinies, scattered into the Overwatches, scattered into the Battlefield 1s. So it's not like, I don't think Call of Duty is ever going to die. there's always an audience for that kind of game. All they need to do is hook people back in. And Call of Duty is still a really, really big brand name, right? Like, as much as people like to hate on it, it's still the most popular game, like, currently anyway. I think so anyway. It's like one of the most popular. It's still sold better than Battlefield 1, I understand it. Not too sure. But it's still got the potential there. I don't know if it's sold better than Battlefield 1, to be honest.
You said quality. In Warfare, it actually declined in quality because I still follow, like, people that I knew from Call of Duty. And every single day, like, you know how I still follow the Destiny people, and every single day they complain about PvP? In Call of Duty, every single day they're complaining about, like, bugs. Like, apparently they just got leaderboards, which is really sad.
Wow.
Wait, what?
The game launched without leaderboards, and they just got it. And then
that's really
there's
weird.
Something else. They added, like, 20 weapons, all in supply drops, which is sad.
Yeah.
I think they just got an emblem editor, or they're working on it, and I think they just got a combat record, but it's like a really vague combat record.
Okay, see, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So that's interesting information. Wow. No emblem
Game's
editor?
broken.
That was fun.
I'm excited because I like World at War. But if I'm honest, right now they have a chance to get the floor wiped with them. But I mean, if Activision's taking a look at it, they're like, all right, if COD sucks this year, it's fine. We got Destiny 2. It's all good. I mean, they literally have both their genres covered right now. They got the future shooter and they got the, back in the past shooter.
Yeah, but they've also got Overwatch.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, like I was saying, you got Overwatch, Battlefront, Destiny 2, which can just essentially wipe out COD. At least
I'll be honest, though. Even if the new COD is good and, like, the reviews are good and everyone's liking it, I don't know if I'd still buy it, though.
Yeah. No, I mean, I get that, though.
It's just because you've moved on.
I've moved on. I'm just like...
I think what they're trying to do, like, and again, this goes back to the fact that people that play Call of Duty are usually a little bit younger. They're trying to appeal to those, let's say, at least age of 15 fans. Right, and people that are our age and in our 20s, we've moved on to something else. But there's still every year there's a huge group of people hitting to that 15 age bracket. Sorry, that are potential
players?
Prospective buyers. Generational, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, like, one of the cool additions they did, I think it was Black Ops 3. I'm not sure though. Is like, it's such a little thing, but it showed that at least they listened to people who want the more mature Call of Duty, such as World at War, where limbs flew off. Was that? I think it was Black Ops 3, where, like, you could blow people's legs off with grenades and stuff.
I don't even remember that, dude.
One of them.
You could.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Because I remember in World at War, if you, like, took the MG42, you put it on the bipod and you started shooting at people. If you shot them, like, in the hip area, like, both their legs would come off. Like, it was so
that's sweet.
Satisfying. Yeah.
That's sweet.
It's just, it was little things like that made Call of Duty a little more mature, where, you've seen it go backwards in ways of, like, oh, you can wall run and you can do jump jets and da-da-da. And, here I am saying, like, oh, mature shooters. Meanwhile, Overwatch is more, like, I always found it funny. I laugh a lot at Overwatch.
I wanted to mention, because you just touched on war running and stuff like that. This is my worry, because what I think is the issue with the Call of Duty nowadays is that every year it's much the same, and it requires a kick in the bum to get a completely different facelift. But what I don't want now is for the next 4 years we get World War II or World War III Call of Duty games, because then we get into the exact same position as we are now with space Call of Duty games, or kind of futuristic Call of Duty games. Yeah. That's the issue. They get stuck into because you guys have to remember, before we started getting Modern Warfare, like the futuristic style games, people were sick of what Call of Duty was then as well, being that kind of World War-y. Yeah, so we need to just bear in mind that we need different change at least every 2 years.
Mm-hmm. No, that's what I said. I've been saying that for a while, is that it can turn into this endless cycle where you just have to have good timing. Like Battlefield 1, I think, had good timing because they came out of nowhere and they're like, yep, World War I, dude. Here we go. And a lot of people were stoked on it from the start, and it had a good launch and everything. And I think a lot of it was due to good timing. People were tired of the futuristic wall running stuff, and Battlefield 1 came in and was something completely different. But yeah, I think there will be a time where now more World War II shooters are going to start to catch on. I think there was one on Kickstarter. I forgot the name of it, but there was another one called like Verdun, which is a World War I shooter. I think that's getting a sequel. We're seeing World War shooters start to come back. I think Rising Storm's another, and soon there will be a lot of them in the coming years. And then I think, yeah, we're going to see more people be like, yo, do futuristic or something. My thing, I've said this for so long since I played Wolfenstein, was like, dude, why don't people do alternate history? Why not? Like, why not?
But even Wolfenstein still has kind of, themes and references to certain areas of time.
But, like, I think what would be, like, awesome is just the idea of, like, doing this wall-running stuff maybe in a World War II universe. But just, I don't know. Just that idea of alternate history has always fascinated me. I don't know if I'm alone on that or not. But that's always been my suggestion, that, if it's getting stale, you could try a best of both worlds thing. Where it's like, maybe some wall-running, but you're seeing modified versions of, like, tanks from that era and stuff. I just always thought those little twists were cool, and I think it would sync well with gamers who are looking for a mixture.
I mean, Battlefield 1 kind of did that, right? With the horses and shit?
True, yeah.
I think Battlefield 1 is alternate history.
Have you played... Because I haven't played Battlefield 1, Doom, so have you?
I have.
Matt, so, what would be different? Hey, how big of a diversion is there from your typical
what I'm talking is like Wolfenstein alternate history, just because I was like, that had like these crazy, okay, you had a mission where you were in space with a laser gun, like Nazis in space. Okay, I'm talking, I'm not kidding, I'm talking shit like that, not the slight,
like crazy different.
Yeah, because I think Call of Duty is widely referred to as this off the walls, frantic, fun shooter, and it's like, why not take that into your universe too? And try like something along the lines of alternate history like that. I mean, people I said Nazis. Wolfenstein was a very serious game, but still people were having a blast and laughing it up because they were like, oh my god, Nazis in space. Like, this is wild. and so that's why I was just like, why not try that?
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
But who knows? Campaign wise, I hope they kind of take the Black Ops 2 route, which was like...
Black Ops 2 campaign. One campaign as well.
That was good.
That was great.
Build your loadout, make choices, that type of stuff.
The numbers, Mason.
Yeah.
What do they mean? Like, I don't know.
I love that. It was so good. I'm not even going to lie.
It was great.
You guys remember the torture scene in Black Ops 2?
Yeah,
I remember.
Guy, he takes his necklace and shoves it down his throat.
Yeah, that was great. And you know what? The choice with that game, the different endings you could have gotten depending upon what you did. Oh,
dude, I remember because what was the best thing about that campaign was I started on a whim. I was like, I'm fucking bored today, sure. And I was like, 3 hours in, I was like, this is good.
That is every really Call of Duty campaign for me. That is every Call of Duty campaign.
Except
I always start them when I'm just bored one day.
Warfare, Ghosts, etc. Anything Infinity Ward has touched since COD 4. Anything Sledgehammer's games has touched. Right?
Oh, what?
You said that's how it is for every COD with me. I said except...
Yeah, I start the campaign when I'm bored.
Oh, I thought you meant that it turns out really good.
It's beautiful because it's pretty much honestly, Call of Duty is like a Transformers pick. I mean, people watch it for a couple of hours. It's just crazy action. It doesn't take too long to finish. And then after it, you're like, all right, I'm pretty good with that. That's how I genuinely feel anyways. And even if it's a really average Call of Duty campaign, you're done within 10 hours, so you don't feel like you've wasted your life.
Yeah, but here's the thing is that they could add 10 really good hours to my life if they made something like Black Ops 2.
That is true.
Or it's like, wow, hey, that was really good. I'm glad I took 10 hours to do that.
Yeah.
Plus, that I'll never forget the part where you're supposed to snipe some guy, and it ends up being,
shut up! No, you need to let people experience that on your own.
I'm just like, no.
You was funny. Okay, I'll try and be as vague with this as possible. My friend and I were playing at roughly the same time. We both did the thing at that mission, and then a couple missions in, I'm like, hey, who did you end up killing in that? Or what did you do? He's like, I don't know, man. It didn't feel right, so I only shot him in the leg. I'm like, what do you mean you only shot him in the leg? Found out in the end who it was, and thinking, you're bullshit, bro. Mm-hmm. You knew. You would have checked on the internet. No one just shoots him in the leg. You were told to shoot him in the head.
That's funny.
Oh, now I know what mission you're talking about. Yeah. I was trying to think of the mission. Now I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Now I remember that.
Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to play any Call of Duty campaign, I'd say play Black Ops 2. Very good.
Call of Duty Ghosts' campaign was actually pretty good.
Nope.
You didn't like it?
Debate time.
Did not like it.
I hated Ghost too. Dude.
Okay, I don't love it, but it wasn't that bad.
COD Ghost in every way, shape, and form. I would use it as toilet paper.
Oh God, Matty. Jesus Christ.
The only cool part was when you were like in the stadium or in the arena. That part was awesome. But outside of that, I was just like, wow. I don't know how you... I mean, part of it's... I'm talking just from multiplayer. The campaign wasn't that interesting either. I watched my brother play it, and I was just kind of like chilling there on my Vita. It's like, yeah, dog shit.
Well, that's your problem there, Matty.
Interesting.
I was just chilling there on my Vita.
Yeah. Because like, I kept glancing up, like trying to get into it. I'm like, wow, what's happening below me is much more interesting. I'm going to go back to that.
Oh, God. That's some funny shit.
So let's move on to our final game we wanted to talk about today, which is Battlefront 2. There's going to be a reveal on April 15th at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at Star Wars Celebration. And I'm really this is kind of like how I'm feeling about, like I said earlier, Destiny 2. Like, I'm really looking forward to this because of the rebound. I mean, here's the thing though, is I'm equally as nervous though, because oh my god, if they fuck up Battlefront twice, I'm gonna be so upset.
I need to ask right now. This has a campaign now, right?
According, there have been like conference calls and stuff that, or quarterly calls, I think they're called, or something like that.
Yep.
And they have confirmed, like, yeah, there's gonna be a campaign. It's gonna be a bigger multiplayer game.
Right.
So yeah, there's gonna. If there isn't a campaign, I would be stunned. Not just out of sheer expectation, but because I've heard that there's going to be one many times.
Fair enough.
So, with that said, what do we want to see in Battlefront 2? And Lone, as someone who, I don't think you played the first Battlefront, what would get you into Battlefront?
But I understand, why people were kind of upset with it. For me, the only thing that would draw me in, and this is just because where my playing preferences are nowadays, is if they had an interesting story. And come on, you've got the IP to work with here to make an awesome campaign and an awesome story. That would draw me in. Because do you remember how things used to work back in the day? I know it's different now, but especially with Call of Duty, using that as an example, you would play the campaign first and then go into the multiplayer. Yeah. Now it's kind of swapped. And I think that a lot of people would play the multiplayer if they had a great campaign experience, because let's face it, there are millions of gamers out there that just want to play a good single-player game. But if they play a good single-player, they end up liking the mechanics. They like how you can shoot, for example, and kill enemies, and think, oh, I can do that now with friends in a multiplayer experience. That's great. No, Matty.
No, come on. Come on.
Bioshock 2, as much as I love that game, that fucking multiplayer was terrible. Like, I only played it to get the achievement. I wouldn't have played it otherwise.
I enjoyed it. I'm just saying, like, gameplay-wise, like, oh, hey, that was satisfying, and oh, I can do that online with friends. Really? I thought it was fun.
Nah, I completely understood why they ditched it for the remaster. Because
they could have.
They should have put it, like...
Yeah, they could have brought back the player base, dude.
Listen,
I would have made
I'm a
Bioshock 2
Bioshock
gameplay
tragic.
commentaries.
Hold on, I'm a Bioshock tragic. You know that, right? But when I'm saying that the multiplayer was kind of average, you need to know it's coming from a position of love, because I love that franchise, but it didn't need multiplayer.
But it was fun.
Don't butt me. It was fun in like small aspects, but when there's like 20 people playing online and I have to wait till 3 a.m. to find a game and everyone's just doing glitches anyways to get the achievement, like it was just not fun to me.
Isn't that just a player issue, not really a multiplayer
Not
issue?
really, because if it was a good multiplayer, you would have had more players there.
Yeah, true.
But, you look at, Titanfall 2, it's pretty good multiplayer, but that's a fairly dead game.
I honestly did not like it.
I wasn't crazy into it, but
the alpha,
I know that was
really
just how it was clicking with me. It wasn't that the game was bad, personally.
Did you play Titanfall 2's campaign?
No.
Fucking no, Matt. And I'm not just saying this. It was amazing. Like, the story was great. Absolutely phenomenal. You need to play it. It's really short too. I only played Titanfall 2 for the campaign, and it was fucking awesome. I don't regret it for a second.
That's the thing, is that my backlog and shit is building up, and I'm trying to beat Persona 3 before 5. I am going to play 5 like 2 or 3 times. That's a no-brainer. At the same time, I got to beat
backlog is
Zelda.
building up, so you're going to play the game about 3 times.
Yeah, well, because it's a new game plus. New game plus. But like I'm saying, behind that
that's how you don't fucking reduce a backlog when you play the same game 5 times.
I will not rush through my most anticipated game of this year. Believe that.
Hey, don't forget, he has to play Overwatch, and then he has to pick up Destiny so I can carry him.
Yeah, that's
Forget
true.
that too.
But then fighting
I
words.
also got Tales of Zestiria I want to play, Odin Sphere. It's a lot of Japanese stuff, guys. Look,
Play some weird shit. What the fuck is
Beeb.
Odin?
Alright, well, I mean, like, I do play weird
Man,
games.
I'm just giving you a hard time.
No, I'm just saying, I do play weirder games, though. I know they're obscure. But that's what makes them fun.
Fuck, I love you, bro.
Oh, God.
I look at my channel, I'm like, I think I'm the only guy who is, like, pretty well known for Western RPGs, but is a complete and utter fucking, like, JRPG fanatic underneath it all.
You really are. But we all have our thing that we'd like to do. Like, I like to watch Dragon Ball Super, but you know what? That's fucking cool. Dragon Ball Super.
You roast me, low-key. On the
on,
Battlefront 2, though, for me, it's that, and I said the same thing for Destiny as well. So a lot of what you're going to hear now might sound like repeats, and I apologize, but
yeah.
Battlefront 1 has a good framework. And I said this when the beta came out, and I said this when the game itself came out, was that I like this Battlefront more than other ones that I played when I was a kid, because the only reason I play those now is out of pure nostalgia. Games haven't held up that well. This has the framework to be better than the originals, which is good, but they actually have to fill it out with content. And no, I'm not talking about drop out this vanilla game that has absolutely fucking nothing and then add in like the contracts and all these different multiplayer modes and all these different maps and all these new heroes. No, I'm not talking fill it out $50 later, or depending if you buy the Ultimate Edition when it's on sale, whatever. No, I'm saying like at launch, I want my campaign, I want my full-on multiplayer mode, I want it all right? Like, I'm not playing fucking games, Dice. I'm tired of you gutting my shit. I want the full experience. I'm hitting my chair. Like, that's how serious I am.
I'm hitting my chair.
But that's the thing, is because I've tried so hard so many times to like Battlefront 1, and I'm starting to kind of enjoy it just because I'm forcing myself to, but I'm forcing myself to. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's like, you think if any series I'd like, it would be Battlefront just for sheer nostalgia. It's like, it's just not a good game unless I buy the DLC, which I'm not going to. I'm sorry, I'm not going to do that, though. Unless I like what I see in Battlefront 2. But the thing is that and the campaign. They need to have a good campaign. Because contrary to what a lot of people say, I didn't like Battlefield 1's campaign all that much. I know a lot of people really liked the episodic thing they did, short stories.
Nah.
But I was just not into it. All these characters had like the possibility to be interesting, but it was over before it started. I didn't like it.
So I never finished Battlefield's campaign, right? Did at least the missions link together in some sort of coherent way, or are they very separate and independent?
Are you saying like each separate story, did they all connect?
So I
was like the Italian soldier, and then I was like the Russian one. Are you saying those two connected in some way?
So right, Battlefield had like 4 or 5 different like overall missions, and then submissions within those, right? Is that how I'm understanding it?
There weren't even submissions. It was like you had a story, and each story was like 6 missions long.
Yeah, so that's what I mean, right? So each story was like, obviously they told the similar story within each story, but they didn't interconnect in any way.
No.
Okay, so, and that's what I didn't like. Like when I play a story, I want like this one full story, or if not, at least like how Call of Duty used to do it, where you'd have different people around the world, but it would still link in some way, or even For Honor, which has like 3 campaigns essentially with the Vikings, Samurai, and Knights, but they still link together.
Yep.
That's what I think it's so there's some continuity to it, you know?
Yeah, Battlefield 1 did not have that. Only continuity they had was you could see like the multiplayer maps within the campaign, if you know what I'm saying.
Mm.
It was a lot more open in the terms of like hub space and how you could tackle the mission rather. But outside of that, yeah, I mean, it's not like it was bad. It was just that it was underwhelming for me when I'm hearing like, oh, dude, it's so emotional and man, it really pulls on the heartstrings. You really care about these characters. I'm like, dude, it's like 2 hours long, an hour and a half. I don't even fucking know their names and they're dying and you're trying to tell me that's emotional? Like, I get why people like it because for DICE in general as storytellers, they've never really been that good in any of their campaigns. But this was definitely a step up. Still, it wasn't. I'd like them to take it in that direction. But for Battlefront 2, I want just like one single storyline about like a boots on the ground soldier, and you know, kind of like how they did with Finn in Force Awakens, where they made this soldier into something a lot more interesting. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
At least that's what I'm hoping for. Something along those lines. Because, you know, what was special about Battlefront, and a lot of games when I was growing up, like Battlefront, Republic Commando, was that those were games that told the story of not your typical Jedi hero, but the soldier, you know, the common soldier. And I thought those stood out a lot. So, even KOTOR is guilty of, like, you end up being this Jedi hero all the time, or villain, depending on how you play the game. I'm just saying that, like, you know, that's what was refreshing about this, and I think Battlefront 2 could really take advantage of something like that.
Yeah.
Matty, did you not like Battlefront because of the content?
It was more so, it was just empty when I played it.
Just empty?
Yeah. Like, I'm not even exaggerating, because, I mean, I've played my fair share of games that have felt lacking, but this is one that I really struggled and stopped after 11 hours. And, like,
I didn't really like it because of the gameplay. I thought it was too easy.
It was.
Like,
it was. You could, like, hug walls in third person. And
you could two-shot someone firing from the hip with a pistol, and I thought that was just the dumbest thing ever.
Yeah, that was the other thing. It was the DL-44 or something like that. It was Han Solo's pistol, and they made it a pre-order weapon, and it fucking devastated people, and it still does. I was playing it yesterday to get some gameplay for a video, and it still waxes. It was a pre-order weapon.
The only way to get that gun is by pre-ordering, so you can't access it anymore.
I think you can access it now because people complain about it, but I'm saying that, like, at the time I was playing it, I was like,
yeah, fair enough.
And like I said, it's still good now. So it has its fair share of issues, and it's just kept me from getting into it too much, but I have the want to love this a lot. So that's why I'm really hoping that Battlefront 2, when it's revealed, number one, it's please be gameplay. Please be fucking gameplay. You know, I'm so tired of these CGI trailers. I find them almost irrelevant.
Story cinematic.
Yeah, I don't know about you guys. I find them very irrelevant, though. It's
it's always nice to have one.
But that's the thing. It's like it's a trope. It's not like when I get interested in a game, it's because I see what I can do and play as in game, and I'm like, whoa, not like, this is a cool trailer, dude. Like, how much money did this cost you? You know what I'm saying?
Okay. You know what I personally like is, and I think this is how Fallout did it, but don't quote me on it. But when you see gameplay, right, and you get excited for the gameplay, and then you see a CGI version of it to kind of like make it a little bit more realistic in your mind, that's awesome to me. Like, this looks fucking sweet.
I never thought of that. Now that's a good point. Yeah, I like that. But that's when it's backwards, right? Most games are CGI then gameplay. Yeah. And,
not CGI first. And
and I guess you could still make the connection either way, but I think that first time you see a game, like that's really important, I think. And I think it makes a big difference in how you're going to tackle it before launch. And right now, with for example, Destiny 2, not really interested. Battlefront 2 provided, I mean, they said they're going to show us a glimpse of the game, so I'd imagine it's actually going to show some gameplay. And I do hope they do that. That's all I'm saying. Is because it's coming out this year. When they reveal it on April 15th, I imagine it's going to be a November game again, maybe October. So if that's the case, depending on when the movie this year comes out, and if that's the case, then I hope it ends up being gameplay. That's all I'm kind of getting to. My other
There's a
thing
beta.
is, please bring back Galactic Conquest. Oh my god, did you guys ever play Galactic Conquest on Battlefront 1 or 2?
What
I
do you
never
think
played
the answer is?
Battlefront. So,
Alright, so
Yeah.
let me break it down for you guys.
Not like a space battle though.
It adds like a minor layer of strategy to what Battlefront really is, which is just like armies fighting against each other.
Yeah.
And so what happens is you start on one end of the galaxy and your enemy starts out on the other, and you have your own ship and you can travel from planet to planet, conquering them and building your armies there. And then you can buy, like, as you win battles, you earn credits and stuff. And with those credits, you can buy boosts, like you can buy a hero power, you can buy a garrison to give you extra troops when you invade another one's planet. And it's this constant back and forth battle. And once you conquer all the planets in a galaxy, you're the leader and you get this special ending. And it's a different one for each faction. And it's like its own thing. There's nothing like Galactic Conquest, really, when it comes to shooters. And it's just, it's so unique. And so I'm really hoping that they bring it back for Battlefront 2. I really do, because a lot of people were upset that it was missing in Battlefront 1. And I think part of it's because it's definitely like a big budget idea. And they clearly didn't have a single player component to the game at all. But if you can make Galactic Conquest like a multiplayer mode too, like, oh my god. It's almost a campaign.
Long ass match.
Yeah, no, I'm saying it's a long ass match. But I look at like people play Civ 6 and 5 multiplayer. It's like, why not?
How long would one of those be?
Well, here's the thing. Is
Okay, so when he gives this kind of answer, you know it's fucking long. Go on.
no, I'm just saying, like, yeah, it could take it could take days. So it's like you could slim it down and truncate the match, and instead like make it something that could finish in a shorter span of time. Just my thought there. But Galactic Conquest could just stay as a single player mode. It doesn't have to be multiplayer. That's how I always played it. You know, like you could
What they could do? They could do it like ESO. You know how ESO does its multiplayer? They could do it like that.
They could.
With planets and shit.
They
And it could just be like a whole week thing, and then maybe you like align yourself with a faction.
Yeah, but
like,
see, I always found those meta games, like For Honor has that, and it's so whatever. Like, I don't care about it. If they say like, yeah, we got Galactic Conquest, and they do something like that, though, I will be so fucking mad. Oh man, that would really irk me. They could do something like that too. That's the thing. It's like I can see them like, hey, yeah, we got a Galactic Conquest. Everyone's like, all right, the classic's back. And then it's like, yeah, when you win a battle, you can assign your assets to like the Empire or the Rebels. How about that? And you can contribute to your Galactic Conquest of your choice. I'd be like, go fuck yourself.
Fucking hell.
I'm ranting now though.
I love you, Matty. It's fine. It's fine. Good rant away.
That's really all I have to say on that, though. Especially because I already have a video talking about it later on this week.
So are you excited for it at the very least?
Absolutely, yeah. I shouldn't make it sound like I'm all pissed off and angry about it, because like I'm really excited for it. I mean, when it comes to Star Wars, like that is definitely my favorite franchise. So I'm like really looking forward to it, especially because Visceral Games is apparently revealing their game at that day too. So I'm really excited for that as well, because I love Visceral Games and Dead Space, and thinking of them doing a Star Wars game, and they have like Amy Hennig writing it. Even though I'm not a big Uncharted guy, like the idea of the Uncharted writer behind it is really cool, and they have Jade Raymond, so maybe it's like multiplayer, or not multiplayer, I mean open world, because we haven't really had an open world Star Wars game. That would be fucking awesome too. So apparently there's a trailer done for it, according to a rumor, but we'll see. So yeah, in answer to your question, I'm definitely really excited for it.
Fair enough.
You're not excited for Destiny 2.
What?
You really
literally,
I'm
here's the thing though, is that like I'm completely calling myself out when I say the difference is Star Wars. That is the only difference. Both games underwhelmed the fuck out of me and disappointed me. The only difference here is Star Wars. That is the only reason.
When are each of them releasing though? Are they close?
Destiny's leaked for September, and I'm
Battlefront will probably be November.
Yeah, Battlefront will probably be November, I think.
Movie is probably coming out in December, because that's when the last.
So that's kind of close. It's kind of like you have to choose.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially if like Destiny is going to be a pretty expansive game with all the content it's apparently going to offer, then yeah, it's going to be a choice. And that's if Battlefront 2, which apparently it is increasing in size as well with a campaign, with full-on multiplayer mode. Oops, I just kicked down my external hard drive.
Nice work, Matty.
Yeah,
Shit.
it's going to be a lot. But that is all the topics we have for today, unless you guys got anything else you want to tack on, because I kind of didn't shut up at all there.
Yeah, sometimes we just like to hear you ramble, Matty.
Why?
I don't know. You just get so emotional and invested. It's great. The big sigh. Look, I'm sure the game will be great. I'm sure it's going to be everything you ever wanted, and you're going to be on the video on the next the podcast after it and be like, "This game is amazing, bro."
I hope so. I want to sound like that.
No, I don't really have much to talk about. I've just been constantly playing Breath of the Wild, so I'm sure people don't want to hear me rant on about that. It's a fucking fantastic game.
Yeah, for me,
I have been playing Destiny and Overwatch.
Yeah, and
God,
I've been playing Persona 3 and Overwatch.
How do you not get sick of playing the same games over and over?
See, I say that, but then I'm like that with Overwatch. Really, I am. I've been playing that for it's like 1 year next month, and like I have not played a multiplayer game for that long stretch of time since like Call of Duty. And I play Overwatch like almost on a nightly basis with Never and a bunch of other people.
Wow.
Because the game is like really competitive, and like you're actually good at the game. It actually feels good.
It does.
Yeah, fair enough.
Like putting people in the dirt
Like,
and telling them to suck a dick when you kill
Guys
them.
are so fucking awesome at Overwatch.
if you're good at Call of Duty, it's like I still don't care. You know what I mean? Like I'm good at Call of Duty, but I just don't care. It's Call of Duty. I don't really think it takes that much skill. With Overwatch,
No, it doesn't. Like if I can be good at Call of Duty, anyone can be good at Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Oh man. It's funny though because I used to be like back in my day,
Yeah.
I used to be good at Call of Duty.
You used to move the payload or something. What was that thing Soldier 76 said? He said something like that back in my day.
Oh yeah, back in my day, we'd have this payload delivered already.
Yeah, there you go.
But then now, right, like even if I try and play on the console, I'm shit. But moving from console to PC, I don't think people realize how much of a learning curve there is. Not even just learning mouse and keyboard. Like, not just like everyone knows how to fucking use a mouse and keyboard, but learning it in the proper way to actually play a game.
Yeah.
And then playing against people that have been playing using that controller style for so long. They're better. Like, they're more skilled. Like, if you look at it from a gameplay perspective, people that are really good on PC are better than people that are really good on console. And I'm not saying this from a leader standpoint because I'm still not even close to that level. But it's harder to do better on PC multiplayer games, generally, because it's just, especially when you're moving from a console.
I'm with you. Yeah, I mean, like I'm not. I play my PS4 more than anything else. I do have a gaming PC, but I play my PS4 more than anything else, and I agree with that.
Yeah.
You know, it's
and again, like I'm saying this as someone that grew up with consoles, and I still love consoles, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think that'll wrap up this discussion, though. About an hour and a half. Yeah. It's good length, good healthy length.
Good length.
Without our little chatterbox Karak to join us. For those who are wondering, we tried getting into contact with them, but we haven't heard back, so we'll keep you guys posted.
We had to move the time. So.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we definitely did. We had to switch the times and the days that we record on, so that's why early access for those who are also listening this far. That's why it took so long, because I kept thinking today was Friday, so I was like, yeah, we'll delay it a day, no problem. Don't worry about it.
Direct your grievances to @G27 status. I hate your Twitter name. Can you change it?
No,
please, to MrMattyPlays.
No, it's to my roots. I used to be G27 status before MrMattyPlays.
You know what's funny? You had the opportunity. You had that guy with the Twitter handle @MrMattyPlays. That was like Matty.
He's like, I'll give it to you.
I want to give it to you.
I was like, no, it's fine. I don't want it.
Well, he would still give it to you because he still has it. Right, I've seen it. But the thing,
his account literally says, if you want to talk to Matty, it's @. And he has my Twitter there, so it's like, okay, you just
but you could reach out to him. My only worry is that you would try and reach out to him, and he just won't respond because he doesn't check it anymore.
I'm looking at his Twitter right now, and his avatar is Fallout4.com, and it says deleting account, and then his bio says deleting account. Oh,
yeah.
all Fallout 4 stuff here. What the heck?
I mean, my it doesn't make a difference though, because my Instagram is MrMattyPlays_official, and that
Yeah.
and then like that doesn't spike in followers or anything. It doesn't. I'm sorry, I'm not like that social media
I just
guy.
like
where
consistent
like, yo,
branding.
yeah, I know. That's the thing is, like, I remember like seeing people like, yo, branding is important. I got the same name on all my sites.
Branding is
yeah,
important.
I'm like, that's great for you, dude. Well, I'm not a corporation. I'm not branding.
Because you're a weeb.
Yeah,
You're weird.
it's like I am G27 status. I am MrMattyPlays on Facebook and Instagram. I'm MrMattyPlays basically everywhere but Twitter. And Twitter I have the biggest following. So I fucking did something right. Thank you very much.
More followers.
It's funny shit, man.
Name.
The worst thing for me was because LoneVaultWanderer, the character length is too long for Twitter.
Yeah,
and for so long, I genuinely thought my Twitter handle was @LoneVaultWanderer. But it's actually @LoneVaultWanderer. And it just breaks my heart every time I see it. But I'm not changing it because there's nothing else. I'd love to have the Twitter handle @Lone. That would be sweet.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
Someone.
I remember when I first started up my Twitter, though. This is before it became really popular. I was like, I tried @Matty. It didn't work. So that would be awesome.
If you want one of those OG names, you gotta get like a hacker to get that.
Yeah.
One of those OG names. Sorry, that made me laugh.
That's used.
That's great.
All right. Time to wrap things up here. So, Never, thank you for joining us.
Thanks, everyone, for watching.
Yeah.
Great.
Direct all your memes to @NeverThatKid.
Mm-hmm.
Like, direct all your anime stuff
yeah.
to G27 status.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us, bro. I'll probably be talking to you later tonight anyway.
Right. Yeah.
And,
Play Overwatch tonight.
Yeah. We hope you guys enjoyed episode 102 of the H.A.M Radio Podcast, and we will catch you guys next week.
Oh, follow me on Twitter, too. I need more followers.
Your Twitter's been up there the whole video. If they haven't followed you.
Follow me. If you want hot fire memes, just go to my Twitter. I steal every hot fire meme. Like,
why do you call them hot fire memes?
I don't know.